Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Marketing Empress. This is the third video in a series of 6 videos on the topic of consumer behavior. We have covered basics of consumer behavior and different kinds of consumer influences in the previous videos, and you can check out the playlist for these videos separately. In this video, we try to understand the concept of market segmentation and briefly get an overview of different types of market segmentations. But before we get into the content, ensure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel by hitting the bell notification icon so that you are updated around all things marketing every Tuesday and Friday. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Let's start by understanding the concept of market segmentation. Market segmentation is the process of dividing your entire market into specific groups. These groups consist of people who have similar needs or wants and think alike. But it's important to note that not all markets can be correctly segmented. There are certain criteria that you need to consider. These are as follows. Number 1. The segments should have enough profit potential. Number 2. The customers in a market need to have heterogeneous needs for the product. Number 3. The customers within a group should have homogeneous needs for the product. And lastly, the characteristics within a market should be measurable to form different groups. Now let's look at the two types of segmentation variables. These are the first one, needs. What are the needs that a specific consumer set has, and how can various products satisfy this need? Next, profilers. Profilers are the descriptive measurable customer characteristics that you need to take into account. Typically, the segments can be identified by considering demographic, psychographic, geographic, and behavioral differences. In this video, we will analyze all of these types in detail. Let's start with the first one, geographic. Now, geographic segmentation will take into account the region of the country, whether it's urban area or rural area that we are targeting. Next, we look at demographic segmentation. This will take into account age, sex, family size, income, occupation, education, religion, race, nationality, etc. Next, psychographic segmentation. This will take into account your social class, your lifestyle type, and your personality in general. Lastly, we look at behavioral segmentation. Behavioral segmentation takes into account your product usage, that is, whether it's light, medium, or heavy user, or any brand loyalty, whether you have any brand loyalty at all, is it medium, is it high, or it's low. Now let's look at each of these in detail. Starting with the first one, demographic segmentation. Demographic segmentation consists of dividing the market into groups based on variables such as age, gender, family size, income, occupation, education, religion, race, and nationality. Let's briefly understand each of these parameters. Let's start with the first one, age. Now, we may not realize it regularly, but our product choices change as we grow up. Most basic example can be that as kids, we are interested in toys. But as we grow up, the need for it reduces to almost zero. Next, life cycle stage. Now, depending on the consumer stage in the life cycle, the consumer demand changes and accordingly the marketing communication also needs to be altered. Next, gender. Gender is the most common segmentation kind in consumer marketing. Gender segmentation is widely used in every aspect. The best examples include clothing, hairdressing, magazines, and toiletries and cosmetics. Next, income. Many companies target affluent consumers with luxury goods and convenience services. Next, social class. Many marketers believe that consumers' perceived social class influences their preferences for cars, clothes, home furnishings, leisure activities, and other products and services. Lastly, we look at lifestyle. Marketers are increasingly interested in the effect of consumer lifestyles on demand. Now let's look at the next segmentation. Here we'll be analyzing behavioral segmentation. Behavioral segmentation divides customers into groups based on the way they respond to, use, or know of a particular product. Now, this segmentation can be better explained with the help of three more parameters. Let's look at them. Number one, occasions. When a product is consumed or purchased. Let's take an example of Cadbury's campaign, Pehli Tarikh. They are encouraging consumption of the product around a specific occasion. Next, usage. Now, some markets can be segmented into light, medium, and heavy user groups. Lastly, we look at loyalty. Now, loyal consumers are those who buy one brand all the time. They are valuable customers. I have covered an entire blog post on brand advocacy, and if you wish to read the same, you can check it out from the description box below. Let's move on to the next segmentation. This is geographic segmentation. Geographic segmentation tries to divide the market into different geographical units. What are these units exactly? Let's have a look. These units include regions. So if we were to talk about India, it would be north, south, east, northeast, etc. When it comes to countries, it can be categorized based on the size of the country, what is the development like, what are the membership of geographic region, etc. City or town size. Population within a city is another important parameter that is considered with respect to geographic segmentation. Population density. Urban, suburban, rural, semi-rural, whatever it is. And lastly, the climate. Whether the climate is feasible for that particular product or not. Let's look at the last type of segmentation. This is psychographic segmentation. Now, psychographic segmentation is defined as a market segmentation technique where groups are formed according to psychological traits that influence consumption habits drawn from people's lifestyle and preferences. It is mainly conducted on the basis of how people think and what do they aspire their life to be. Examples of such traits are social status, daily activities, food habits, and opinions of certain subjects. Examples of these can also be surveys conducted to understand what kind of food is consumed by teenagers at what time of the day. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from it. And if you did, ensure that you leave your valuable comments in the comments box below. Before you leave, ensure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel by hitting the bell notification icon so that the next time a new video under the section of consumer behavior gets uploaded, you guys are notified first. This is very important, guys, because if in case you are not subscribed to the channel or if you haven't hit the bell notification icon, you may not be notified about the next video. And it's crucial that you read or learn from all of the 6 videos under consumer behavior to know the topic to the teeth. So until next time, bye bye.